Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 59 of the Elbow Nudge Podcast. Today we'll be talking about Eddie's $1 million cook-off.
Amazing. Love it. Perfect.
Every time I hear a cook-off, I will always think of that.
Of Eddie's $1 million cook-off.
No, the Who pudding
Oh,
cook-off.
yeah.
I will always hear that in my head when I hear the word cook-off.
Who?
Pudding cook-off.
This is not pudding. By the way, I'm Caroline. This is Tony. And yeah,
Hello.
Today we're covering our newest entry in the DCOM dynasty.
We're watching DCOMs again, Caroline. How does it
We
feel
are.
to be back?
It feels good to be back in the DCOM dynasty. It's a good feeling to go back to the roots of let's watch a Disney Channel movie. And
That's another video I gotta watch again.
that is,
Yeah.
you got to watch that. But yeah, we're back in the DCOMs. And every time we watch a DCOM, I'm always happy that we're doing it. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing a DCOM. But Tone, I'm going to be upfront with you. Eddie's $1 million cook-off is not, it's not up to snuff with a lot of these other
This was your
DCOMs.
choice.
This one is my choice, yeah.
You
Although
put it on the wheel.
I did put it on the wheel, yeah, because I thought it'd be fun to watch a cooking-oriented DCOM.
I was questioning it from the moment you put it on there. I'm like, okay.
I had only seen it once, and when I watched it with you yesterday, it was like a brand new movie for me.
Okay.
So I really didn't know what to expect. And yeah, I shouldn't have expected a lot for the DCOM.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, did you want to be welcomed back to the DCOM dynasty with this movie?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
I think I would have rather watched Lemonade Mouth.
This movie is gross.
Oh, that if we were to describe this movie in one word, it's gross.
It's gross.
It's so gross.
It's weird.
And I'm not talking about like, whenever you hear something like somebody talk about a specific movie or a piece of media and say it's gross, you think like dirty jokes or, inappropriate humor, things like that. No, the food in this movie is disgusting. Oh my gosh.
I really don't know where to start with this movie because it's just it just is what it is.
Let's start with what I want to get out of the way at least.
All right,
and
what's
that
that?
is just how gross it is.
Okay.
Let's get that out. Let's purge that from our topics.
Let's start with this question I think this will be the topic of the grossness. Is
Okay.
Eddie a good cook?
No, he's not.
He's cooking purple gunk.
Well, you know what though? I'll give Eddie credit because they do show a progression, a line of he's learning. He's trying. He's just discovered that this is a passion of his. And we go pretty far from cereal crusted chicken to a souffle because he's learning properly how to cook. But then, and I'm thinking, oh, you know what? He's learning from his home ec teacher. He's actually going to make progress with his cooking. He made a souffle. That's really hard to do, but
I wouldn't know.
It's really hard to do because a souffle, I don't know why, you have to be quiet when it bakes or else it could fall.
Impossible.
You say that, but I feel like if I was to bake something or if you were to bake something, you would just take a nap. You're not that loud of a person.
Yeah, I guess.
But like the whole point of a souffle, it's a long bake. It's a really long bake. And
wait, but why do you have to be quiet?
I don't know. I feel like it has to do with like I don't know if you have to be quiet, but it does have to be like in a level surface.
You can disturb the souffle.
You can disturb the souffle.
You can't hear music while baking it.
That's why I've never made it.
You can't get a phone call.
Or at least maybe I'm just pulling this out of my hat because I remember it being a gag in like a Nickelodeon show. Do you have to?
It sounds like a gag, Caroline.
Quiet when making a souffle. Oh, do loud noises cause cakes to fall?
Oh.
It looks like with enough sound, it will deflate since sound is force. They said you don't have to take it too far. If you're baking a fragile cake like a souffle, you'll be fine if you just close the oven door gently and turn down any music.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's real.
It's not just a gag. I feel a little validated.
And you learned this from Nickelodeon, or what did he say?
It was like a gag on insert Disney Channel or Nickelodeon show,
It's
but
probably like the Amanda Show or something.
something where it's like these kids that are coming home and they're like in an argument and the mom is going, "Kids, shh, the souffle." And they're like whispering and then the topic gets brought up again and they start yelling at each other again. And then the mom is seen at the end of the scene holding the souffle and it's deflated. It's like caved in and she's like, "Oh."
A learning lesson.
Yeah. So, but Eddie made a souffle. That's pretty difficult.
Where did he do this? Was it for the cook-off or was it
It was
beforehand?
in cooking class when he was in there with his home ec teacher and Bridget.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so I'm thinking, oh, he's learning how to cook. Look at him make a souffle. He's actually making progress. This is good. We love to see it. And then the cook off happens and he puts chocolate sauce with chicken. He's making mole. At least that's what the teacher is like throwing in at the last minute. Like, because they're like, chocolate sauce and chicken. And she's like, oh, it's mole. It's not mole. And it's actually mole.
I don't even know what that is or what it's supposed to be.
It's a Mexican dish, and it's a sauce that you mix with chocolate, and then you put it over chicken. Like, what's the word? Seared chicken. You sear the
Okay.
chicken, and then you put the sauce on
So
top.
chocolate chicken does exist?
Chocolate chicken does exist.
Oh,
Now,
dang.
keep in mind, most people I know don't like mole, but my recipe, I replace the chocolate with peanut butter, and it's really good.
Is it even a mole at that point?
Yes, it is, but it's a Tex-Mex mole.
I thought the key ingredient was chicken and chocolate.
You could replace the chocolate with peanut butter. Cause like the key ingredient is the mole. There's a can everybody buys. Let's see if I can find it.
Gotta
And
hit up the
that's
ATB.
yeah, but like that's what everybody gets. It's this like can of mole sauce. But the thing is that it's super concentrated. So you're gonna put it like in a blender with some of the chicken
Oh,
stock and then either chocolate or peanut butter. But that sauce is what makes it mole.
Doña Maria's mole.
Yeah, that's the real stuff
So
right
you
there.
can use any cream and it could still be a mole? Like you could put like cream cheese on chicken with this thing?
No, no, I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
But the whole point is you want to dilute this thing in this can, in this bottle. And that's either for like with chicken stock, and then you add a little bit of like, because it's really bitter. So you want to add either chocolate or the peanut butter to balance it out. But I've never thought about dairy because it's very oily.
What
So
about
you,
barbecue?
no, Tony, let's not get experimental here, Eddie, okay?
Well, this is what this movie's about.
No, 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 no. I started off watching this kind of hungry. I had just finished talking with you and having a snack, and I was like, "All right, let's watch it." And I was still hungry, and at first I was like, "Oh, those hot dogs look
Yeah,
good."
you saw the Eddie dogs?
Yeah, I was like, I would eat that." And then at the end of the movie, I was like, "I've lost my appetite. I can't think about food. It's so gross."
Here's what I didn't get. I thought Eddie was supposed to be a natural. I thought that's what they were doing. Or I guess they were going, he's very creative, but not skillful.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like that. I feel like they were flip flopping because he knew how to do his Eddie dogs,
Uh-huh.
right? And then he made like this mashed potato volcano with Fruit Loop chicken.
Oh, and dragon fruit
Yeah.
sauce, which is disgusting.
And that was a
Disgusting.
hit in the house.
It's
People were fighting
disgusting.
over it.
That is disgusting. I refuse to believe anybody who eats cereal crusted chicken.
They loved it.
I mean, to be fair, they're all boys, and except for like his mom. All his brothers were like, "Oh,
The mom liked it too. She didn't complain.
she's not going to tell her son that it was bad because he cooked for her."
That makes sense. But anyway, so he's a natural, right? And he thinks outside the box. That's what I thought the whole point of all of his dishes were going to be. But then his home ec teacher comes and starts showing him the basics. And then that's when it was losing me. It's like, why is he learning this? I thought the story was going to go like, hey, I know a new form of cooking that no one else is doing. Let me show you how I make mashed potato volcanoes.
You never know.
Let me show you how I make purple gunk.
Ugh, that purple gunk. Ugh.
And just think about all the scenes where like goop was all over the kitchen and the dog,
Oh my gosh, that poor
where he was just
dog.
blending goop.
That poor dog. That poor puppy.
is gross.
It's so gross. I can't imagine like cleaning up the sets. The cleanup team better have been paid overtime for the amount of how dirty
The
they
puppy
got this.
grooming team.
The puppy grooming team and that puppy better have gotten a treat and a bonus for everything.
I'm putting a cough drop in my mouth. All right. Where are we?
I was like, I hear rustling. Are you eating M&Ms again?
No.
I was going to say, I thought that the way that this movie was going to go was going to be that he's always been a fan of cooking. And like, yes, he'll play baseball on the weekends, but when he gets home, he's really into watching Bobby Flay, and that he's already been like a secret cooking fan and he already knows how to do it. But yeah, it almost seems like the movie was flip-flopping on what they wanted him to be. Is he a prodigy and a secret cooking savant, or is he just a newbie with a lot of passion for the craft?
After thinking about this movie again, I think that's the takeaway for me is you can love something and be really bad at it, and it's okay.
You know what? We can end it here. Yeah,
All
you're
right.
right. Okay, everybody, thank you.
We're all tired, so let's go to sleep.
We're all sleepy, and
No, wait.
ironically, I'm a little hungry.
Here's where the meat of the discussion is. We cannot ignore this. We're not the first ones to bring this up, but this is definitely High School Musical before High School Musical. And here are the comparisons I
Oh,
wrote down from the top of my head, okay?
I actually think I'll agree with this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Here's the first thing. Your real passion has to be hidden. Both of these
Mm-hmm.
movies,
Mm-hmm.
right? Troy
Yep.
and singing, Eddie and cooking.
It has to be, yeah, and that passion that's hidden is typically seen as a feminine
Yeah,
thing.
it's very girly
Uh-huh.
and you don't want to be associated with it.
Yep.
They're both peer pressured from friends and
And
classmates.
and their dad.
Yep. And specifically their father
Yep.
to do what the father likes. So basketball and baseball.
Yep.
Here's where it gets to the specific scenes. This is what I wrote. This movie. Oh, by the way, we know that High School Musical came out after
Yeah.
Eddie's $1 Million
After
Cook-Off.
Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Yeah, but they got it right with High School Musical. This was their blueprint for that.
Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off walked, so High School Musical could run.
Could fly.
Could
So it could soar. Some might
soarin',
say.
flying.
Flying. All right.
That was good.
So this movie has a status quo reveal.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does.
So
No,
in High
no,
School Musical, yeah.
no.
Stick
Stick
to
to
the
the
stuff
stuff
you
you
know.
know.
And then in Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, we have the group of kids.
Pointing and laughing at him.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there
Okay.
yet. The status quo reveal is when the girl, I forgot her name, but she's like, "Why do you say I throw like a girl? Just say that I throw bad."
Oh, Hannah.
Hannah
Yeah.
throws like a girl
Yeah.
that she could throw. And I don't run bad because I'm a girl. I run bad because I'm
clumsy or something.
clumsy and a dork. And then everybody decides to come out and say like, "Yeah, my dad is a nurse. My dad is a florist."
My dad was a hairdresser.
And then Hannah says, "Yeah, and why do I have to be one of the guys? Can
Why
I
can't
just
I
be a
just be part of
girl?"
the team?
Yeah. He's like, "All right, I made a mistake."
I feel like he didn't really own up, the dad that is, to his
No, what
blatant.
he did say was like, "All right, are we done with the complaints now or
Yeah,
something?"
yeah. I was like, sir.
Are we done acting like girls here? All right, we're gonna play ball. So that's the status quo reveal. All right,
The
and then the
status
thing that you
quo.
mentioned, the rooftop scene, is what I called it. So in High
Okay.
School Musical, this is after Troy and Gabriella, you know, they
The
had their
callbacks got announced, right?
yeah, and then this is when Chad and the other guys they show up and they're like, "Hey, you know, we're sorry. We orchestrated this. We wanted you guys to, we
Break
wanted you to play
up, and
basketball, blah blah blah."
we wanted to be part of the team.
Yeah, and then it was very sweet, That's what we were expecting in this movie is like, "We're sorry, we messed up. Can we help you now to do what you love?
Yeah, it's like we've been terrible friends to you throughout the whole film, but we're sorry and we're here to help you in any way that we can to make up with Gabriella and to enact the plan to get you both
Yeah.
to audition.
And as a reminder, it was very clever, by the way.
Very clever. Yeah, yeah.
And then in this movie,
It's done.
I don't play baseball, but what's it called? They were in the ball pin or the baseball cage.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball
They're on the
fan.
sidelines.
They're in the
They're on the bench.
where do baseball players
I think it's a ball pen.
sit during
I'm gonna edit all of this out once you get the right answer.
Okay. The dugout.
Yeah, so they were in the dugout.
Go on.
And then DB,
DB,
he's like,
aka one of the worst friends I've ever seen in a DCOM movie.
this was their rousing moment of like,
This is their rooftop scene. This is
it's like,
supposed
go
to be
get him,
the
champ. Do what you love.
This is supposed to be
said-
the figuratively all in this together moment. but
Yes. This is the chase your dreams, do what you love, and we support you scene.
yeah.
He said, we don't need your help. We don't want your help. In fact, we don't want you. He literally said that.
He did. And he's not like Tony, the way for people who haven't seen this movie, the way Tony is conveying it is how it's said in the film. It's very
Yeah, I'm trying my best here.
It's very rude, it's very in your face, and it's like and the whole time Eddie's smiling. Eddie's like, huh?
Yeah, he's taking it like the scene that we thought it would be, like very supportive.
Yeah. He's
Like,
got
hey,
like
Eddie,
a
you
cognitive
don't have to be
dissonance.
here. You know, we know
We
your
don't
real
need
passion
you.
isn't cooking. So go do what you love, and we're gonna play here as a team.
Or it's not like, hey Eddie, we're sorry for always relying on you to carry the team.
Yeah.
For once, we're gonna support you and what you want to do. So you go to that cook-off and we'll try our best to win the game here. But instead it's like, we don't need you. We don't want you. You don't even need to be here.
And here's the line that got me. I wrote this down because this is literally what he says. He says, you're better off making some pie in some stupid contest than be here. And then he looks at the team and he goes, right? And the entire team stands up and they're like, right.
We're all in this together.
They all agree. They're like, yeah, screw you, Eddie. And then Eddie just goes,
keep in mind, everybody, they did not say screw you.
no, that's like the
That's the
attitude of
vibe.
how they said it. That's
Yeah,
how they said
yeah. And he's reacting like as if they just said the most heartfelt, supportive line to him. And he's like, yeah, he's like, do you mean it?
Yeah,
Are
he's
you
like, are
sure,
you guys
guys?
cool? Are you sure? Are you smiling?
Yeah, they play this like hopeful music in the background, and he's like, "Okay, I'm off." And
And they're like, go on, get out of here. He's like, all right. I couldn't believe that scene.
The tone of this film doesn't know what it wants to be.
I don't know. I don't know what this film wanted to be.
I don't know what this movie is. Yeah, it's so back and forth in the writing.
I thought they were going to show good meals. That's where
Yeah,
it let me
I thought
down.
I thought we were gonna see some actually good cooking. I wanted to see him like.
You got
there-
Bobby Flay.
We got Bobby Flay is there. Bobby Flay is such a celebrity in the food world, in the chef world. I'm so surprised that they committed to getting like these big figures in food, or at least big figure in food, and then not do any research on actually representing like the culinary world. I did like the set of the $1 Million Cook-Off set. It looked very Iron Chef. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But then the execution just doesn't work because then you have Eddie there, you know, kind of BSing his way through it, like chocolate sauce and chicken with rice.
Here's another thing that I thought they were going to do. I thought the team, or at least some of his friends, were going to go with him to the cook-off. Because you don't need all the players there. Some of them are sitting out for a while. But it was just his dad, which I guess was
Also,
fine. But
why did his dad help him? Like, it should have been his mom, if we're being real.
why? Because he cooks like a guy?
Well, because his mom actually knows how to cook. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
true.
they lost, because the dad messed up or something.
Oh, and that's the final comparison that I wrote down from the top of my head. There's probably much, much more. But these are just the ones that stood out. Bridget is Sharpay, obviously.
Absolutely. Bridget is Sharpay. She's diet Sharpay.
But these, yeah, nobody
She's
compares to
Sharpay light.
Sharpay. All right. But I like, and they did it right in this movie. They did it right because just like Sharpay, Bridget loves cooking. She loves home ec. She was paying attention in class. Everybody else was bored. And DB was playing hangman with Eddie. Eddie was paying attention, obviously, but he's the main character.
Yeah.
And then, just like Sharpay, she takes theater seriously. And is like, she deserves a win. And here, Bridget got the win.
I'm
She
really
earned it.
glad. I'm really glad she got the win. Yeah. With Sharpay, it's a little different
Now, let's not go
because
back to that. We spoke about that already.
Vanessa
We spoke about
Hudgens,
that already.
her voice.
We spoke about it.
Okay. All right. All right. You never know. You never tried. But in Bridget's case, she deserved that win. She was all in. She even had a recipe written down and everything. That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
I have a secret chicken salad recipe. It's not secret,
Oh,
but
say it
like
right here.
that's like here's the thing, like all it is I'm eyeballing it. Like my chicken salad recipe. The other a
You're
while
saying you
back.
can't even write it down or say it if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, this takes this many cups of this or it takes this much of that. You know, it when you have your own recipe, it's really hard to do that.
So just say like, keep pouring until it feels right.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Even when
Fill your hand with salt. 1 Caroline hand of salt and splash it in.
My mom, that's how she taught me with Tony's being a
Yeah, I
reference to the
remember.
mashed potato recipe. She would put salt in her hand and be like, yeah, that feels right, and then dump it in. And so I had to do that when I made mashed potatoes. I was like, yeah, this feels right.
Make sure you're in a good mood when you're cooking. And that's important to the ingredient.
If you're not happy, it will reflect in the food.
If you haven't drank coffee in 10 days, this will reflect on the food as well.
Bruh, why do you think we've been picking up these past couple days? No, I made chili like 2 days ago and it came out great.
Cook off. Okay.
Pudding.
Chili. Cook off.
I want to like give you different variations of things to say so you get that voice.
There's an infinite amount of cook-offs.
Could you say the "oh yeah, best friend" right there in that voice?
But it's not in that voice. Oh yeah.
Hit the second line. Come
Let's
on,
move on.
don't be panicking. Come on. Come on, hit this. Just you know it. Just say it. 3 words.
You never know.
You never tried. Where were we at?
I don't know. Oh yeah, the secret, your Krabby Patty secret formula.
That's right. That's right. Like, just kudos to her because as a home chef, I'm not traditionally trained. I do love to cook. And that's why I think this movie got on my nerves a little bit more than other films where I'm able to excuse some stuff, is because that is a passion of mine. I love cooking. I'm really into it. It makes me relax. I have no greater joy than when I make food for people and then they eat it and say it's good. That's like peak happiness for me. And
lasagna was good.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Peak happiness achieved. But why couldn't this movie get it right? That's what kind of like bugs me. And I'm going to be grumpy line for a little bit, but
Let's hear it.
It's not hard. Cooking is not hard in the sense of
Speak
like
for yourself.
Concept. Okay, Tony, just because you don't want to
Me
chop
and my
an
air
onion,
fryer.
just because you don't want to chop an onion doesn't mean cooking is hard. It just has a lot of steps. We can agree that cooking is time consuming, and that's true, but it's not hard. However, why couldn't this movie just get it right? You know, you just need one person on that writing staff to be like, oh, I cook dinner at home. I know that this isn't how it should be. Like when Bridget, it's the little things. Like when Bridget is saying, tell them that I sifted the flour twice. You don't need to sift flour twice.
That's her secret.
You need, that's going to make it too like airy. It's not going to be enough. You only need to sift it once. It's these little things.
I wouldn't even know. This was all going over my head.
It was not. It was going straight to my heart like arrows, and it hurt.
What does she have to make?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's just like, all this is decom writing, so they're just throwing that in there to be like, oh, she knows
There was no cooks
how
on
to
the writing
sift flour.
staff.
There was no cooks on this writing staff.
They got Bobby Flay last minute. He was like walking by the set. He was like, hey, you want to come on?
He was probably like on his way to the Muppets or something.
He gave no input in this movie.
They're like, we need you to show up and just hold a microphone like the way you do on Iron Chef.
Yeah, he would have been horrified to find out what they did in this movie.
Yeah, I bet you he watched it and he was like, that's not cooking.
I bet he never finished this movie. I bet he turned it off.
I don't know. I feel like
the Fruit Loop chicken.
Bobby Flay is a really nice personality. Imagine if he was replaced with Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, that would be awesome. But the movie would be on HBO instead.
He definitely, I feel like, but Gordon Ramsay is really nice to kids. I feel like he would let a lot of stuff go, but I think he would be really angry at the writers of this film for how they framed a lot of the food.
Nah, he would definitely be angry with Eddie once he saw that.
You donkey!
Once he saw that
that purple gunk.
goop. Yeah.
Also, did you notice that Eddie never made that purple goop again? He made it, submitted it, and then he never made it in the cook-off.
That's what I don't get. And why was that like an accident creation? He's like, oh, this tastes like barbecue and it's so good. And then why did he recreate that food fight concoction, purple goo?
And by the way, everybody, it looks disgusting. Disgusting. It's just that purple gunk. I don't know who saw that and made those poor kids eat it. I wonder what it actually was.
I don't know, but they had to eat it.
I'm going to look it up. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Purple
gunk. Sauce.
They call it gunk.
Oh, here's a Reddit thread. Let's see.
I think it's very easy to just put a whole bunch of barbecue sauce in there and then just put food dye. But
the thing is the texture of it. It's like shiny, and I really only see texture like that in soap. Yeah, and it's super stretchy.
You remember the Grinch ketchup? The green ketchup?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Change the color of a lot of things.
I feel like when Ed Sheeran did his ketchup, did he recreate that? Ed Sheeran, the singer, is like a famously huge ketchup fan, and he did like a collaboration with Heinz to do Ed-Chup.
I remember this.
Okay, it's not green. All right. I don't know why I thought it was green.
Because you want it to be green.
I did, but I think it could have been just because of... They did have like those colored ketchups a while back from like the 90s. Oh yeah, Easy Squirts.
It tastes just like ketchup.
Oh, you know what? Tony, I think you're onto something. Look at this picture of the purple Easy Squirt. That looks like the purple gunk.
What year did Purple Easy Squirt come out?
Let's find out. Let's do this. July 10th, 2000.
2000, and this is 2003. How long was it on shelves?
Yeah, when was Easy Squirts we're doing like investigative reporting. When were Easy Squirts discontinued? 2006. Oh, Tony. Oh, Tony.
All right, let's call up Mr. Heinz now to see if we could confirm this.
Mr. Heinz at Heinz.com.
Greetings. I hope this message finds you well. Oh, you're writing.
Yeah. Keep going. We recently
watched Eddie's
okay.
$1 Google. Put an exclamation point at the end of that.
Okay.
And we noticed the purple gunk dish. Do you have anything to do with this? ? We'll be waiting for your response. You're writing a lot. What are you writing? Where are you writing this? Wow. Okay, you just sent me a message of what I said. $1,000,000 cook-off is capitalized.
With
Exclamation point
exclamation
after
points.
every word.
Yeah, $1,000,000
Cook-off.
cook-off. Oh yeah.
Okay. Am I Mr. Hines?
Can you give us the answer right now, Mr. Hines?
I'm gonna say yes.
it's easy squirts. I think we really just cracked the code live.
They probably just bought 10 bottles of Easy Squirt, funky purple, and poured it
Funky
all out.
purple.
That's what it's called. Look,
Yeah,
funky
it is.
purple.
It's funky purple.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I can live with that.
I kind of hope it's that. I hope that it's not anything else that they were making those kids eat.
It's got to be edible.
You know what's kind of crazy is that I guess this is just how much under the radar this movie is, but nobody's asking. Nobody's asking online what the purple gunk is.
Oh, I looked on Rotten Tomatoes. This probably adds to it a little bit, but it didn't even have enough critic ratings to get a critic rating.
Whoa.
It had 3 ratings. It does have a user rating though.
What's the user rating?
I think it's 49.
What? That's too generous.
No, that's about right. I would say that's like spot on.
I feel like I would give it lower. I would give it like a 23.
Oh, I think I already ranked it in my
Oh,
DCOMCU.
I haven't ranked it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do that.
I'm not gonna spoil where it's at, but
Yeah, one of these days we're gonna do a DCOM ranking reveal whenever we've watched every DCOM.
I'll tell you where it's under though.
Okay.
I'll tell you where it's under, and you'll have a better idea of where it's at, and the listeners will be a little confused, but it's under Don't Look Under the Bed for me.
Oh. You know what? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
All right, I want to mention a few more things about this movie.
Okay.
Funny things. So remember the scene where Hannah's mom comes by and she's like, "You forgot your pom-poms."
Uh-huh.
And then Hannah's like, "Hey, what do I say? Come on, groundhog, time to play." And then
that was really good cheer off the bat.
I saw the okay. First of all, that scene is so awkward.
Yeah, because she's in full baseball gear with like a skirt.
She's in full baseball gear and she puts on a pink hoodie, and that's it.
And she just throws her skirt on top of her pants.
And by the way, I don't know what the situation is with her hair, but she's blonde in the front and then brunette in the back.
Yeah,
You remember that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
But whatever, I'm not gonna, if it's a style, then sure. But yeah, that she does her cheer, and she's the only cheerleader there.
Yeah.
And baseball doesn't have cheerleaders. So, anyway, so we'll just.
They didn't think about this in the writing room either.
No, there was no baseball fan writers, and there was no cooks in the writing staff either.
Absolutely. Only DCOM writers.
So, yeah, you remember how that scene goes, right? Like her mom is like, "I found your baseball glove in your jeans, and I'm just disappointed that you didn't think that I would support you." He's like, "Oh, so sweet." And then the dad learns like, "Dang, I should support my son."
Yeah.
So then she goes to sit down in the bleachers, and then it's her time to go bat, keep your elbow up, and she doesn't. And I think it's so funny because this is how it went. The pitcher throws a ball, and then you hear strike one, and then the mom goes, "All right, Hannah, that's the way to play." Right after the strike, she's like, "Wait for your pitch."
I wasn't paying attention to that because we were too busy joking about the dad, but I'm so glad you caught that. That is funny.
She is so supportive. And she's the only one yelling.
That's the equivalent of on Family Feud when somebody says something dumb and the family's like, "Good answer,
Yeah,
good answer."
That's her saying good answer to her daughter.
That's good answering.
Way to strike out, honey.
Good answer.
Good answer. And then really after that, I guess the only other scene that I think we both liked, but had no relevance to the rest of the story, surprisingly, is when Hannah How'd it go? Like she took credit for bringing the jar
The
of
purple
purple
gunk.
goop.
It's my mom's. It's like
I keep saying
leftover.
goop. Is that wrong because of Gwyneth Paltrow?
You keep changing it. I'm trying to acclimate to you because I'm saying the purple sauce, and then you say it's purple gunk. So then I start calling it purple gunk to match
And then
up,
I
and then
say
you
purple
switch to purple
goop.
goop. Tone, can we be on the same page?
All right. So she pulls out the jar of purple blob, and then
Oh.
she said that she brought it.
Yeah, she did. She backed him up.
Yeah. And that never comes into play ever again.
That's the thing too is I feel like she was kind of set up to be like a love interest because like she's the same kind of person, you know? She's also got this secret life going on with her mom and everything. But they never explore that either. And then the movie also just awkwardly ends at like him inviting Bridget over to eat with the rest of the team. And then it's just now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. And
And
it's
the
just
final freeze frame is him trying to steal the trophy
yeah,
away
him like
from
grabbing the
Bridget.
trophy out of Bridget's hand. And I'm like, what does this movie want to be? What's going on here?
I'm going to stick with my first answer. You can love what you do even if you're bad at
Even
it.
if you're bad at it. I need to tell myself that with the ukulele. I have ups and downs. I have ups and downs with it where it's next to me right now. It's probably out of tune, but see, it's like a little.
Ooh, keep going. Let's hear something.
It's out of tune, but I have it here, and there'll be days where I'm like, I'm gonna learn you. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna strum, and then as I'm playing, I'm like, I sound terrible, and then I put it down.
I'll play you next year.
Yeah, for real. It has been like that. I've had this thing for like 4 years already.
Start today, Caroline. You can do it.
That's like
I want to hear you sing Over the Rainbow.
that is the New Year's resolution that has continuously failed.
Every year, that's the New Year's resolution.
I tell myself I have like multiple ones. I have like the default one that's like Spanish, and then I'll have one where it's like I'm gonna read more, or I'm gonna take more pictures, or I'm gonna learn the ukulele finally. And that's the ukulele one always ends in failure.
All right.
Because there is something to be said about, and you know what? If this movie actually wanted to commit to that message, you could do it. There is something there to be like, hey, as long as you're having fun doing it, you should do it, even if you're not going to be the best at it. But they don't even put that message into this film. That's something that you have to like sift through.
We're
and
extracting
find.
that from here. I did not feel that from this movie.
That's something that you and your optimism is trying to get from this film, but that's not something that's present in the messaging of this movie.
Let's just remember what Johnny Capahala back on board taught us. The best surfer in the ocean is the one who's having the most fun. Okay?
I feel like we can end it right there, but I do have more to say. That is...
You can be the best ukulele player because you're having the most fun.
Yeah.
That sounded like the SpongeBob transition.
It did. I'm a little proud of that. A few minutes later.
All right, that's how we're gonna end the episode. Like once it's set to wrap up, you're gonna play a chord, okay?
I'll have it out. I'll have it here.
Don't end it like that. You have anything more exciting?
This episode is just gonna be us messing with my ukulele.
I'm gonna whip out my clarinet right now. Hold on.
I wish you had like a kazoo or something. I used to have a harmonica, and I remember it was after I watched you ever see Free Willy?
Too long ago.
The kid in Free Willy plays the harmonica, and that's like one of the ways he bonds with Willy.
That's a great campfire instrument.
It is. And I remember I was obsessed with that movie. Davey and I were obsessed with Free Willy. And I won a harmonica at like a Peter Piper or something like that. And I remember when I got home, I had no melody. I was just going through it. I find instruments like that. I was trying to recreate his like melody from the film, but I couldn't do it.
In your head, that's what it sounded like, right?
In my head, I was the kid from Free Willy. But then I remember I got a kazoo. There was like a at church, there was a teacher that was giving away kazoos, and I was like, "Can I have one?" And they were like, "Sure." And I would be next to my mom, and I'd be registering, and I would just be kazooing, and she's like, "Take that out of your mouth," like, and talk, and I would be like, "Oh,"
What does
but
a
it.
kazoo look like?
I gotta put the ukulele down, but I don't want to make a sound.
Burp.
A kazoo is like this. There are like fancier ones, but I'm sending you like the kid one, like the one I got. It's like one of these.
Oh.
And you put your mouth at the
Like
wider end.
99-cent store party bag.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. That's like if you got one ticket at Peter Piper or Dave and Buster's, that's what you could
Yeah.
redeem.
Not even one ticket. That's generous.
That's like in the dollar bin. And what you do is you put your mouth on the wider end and you just hum, and it comes out as a kazoo sound.
I'm very curious about this.
Do you know what it sounds like, a kazoo?
Probably annoying.
I'm going to send you a video. It's like 15 seconds.
Is it a home video of you playing a kazoo?
It's not a home video of me playing a kazoo.
No way. Don't tell me you did this.
I wish I had a kazoo.
Oh, wait. I gotta watch it. Hold on. Dang it. Pause momentarily. I'm watching.
You don't want to pause. I was going to say, you want to hear this.
No. I thought it was gonna be beautiful. I thought it was gonna be. I was so ready to order one until I heard her sing it.
I love how annoying it sounds. I love kazoos.
You know what would sound perfect though?
What?
The Jurassic Park theme song on the kazoo.
You know what? I think that's out there. Hang on. Jurassic Park Zoo. Oh, oh, Tony. Oh, Tony.
Let me see. Kazoo cover. They call it the kazoo cover. Oh man. I might want a kazoo again.
I want a kazoo again. I love how annoying it sounds.
Yeah.
Just imagine me at a receptionist kind of desk, and my mom was like, "Caroline, did you do this?" And I'm like, "Burp, burp, burp." And she's like, "Stop it." And I'm like, "Oh." And all you gotta do is hum.
They were really built for just a one-time, like, Happy New Year, and then you throw them away.
Yeah, for real. It's like when you're at a party or something, and like everybody's singing "Happy Birthday" or whatever.
All right. How do we get here?
We were talking about being bad at what you love.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes.
I don't know how we got to kazoos though. That's just how the brain
It's probably
works.
like the worst instrument in the world.
Yeah, but it looks so fun, and everybody can do it.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone is bad at it.
Everyone.
And if everyone's bad at it,
then everyone's good at it.
Then everyone's good at it.
That's the equalizer of people, is the kazoo.
Yeah. I think I might go for this thing.
I kind of want you to get one so you could play it on pod.
Okay.
You never know.
Oh, I got so many songs to learn.
You don't even. That's the thing. It's like you just gotta hum
know
it
already. Yeah, you hum it.
You just hum it, and the kazoo does the work.
I will never do the Top Gun theme song with that because it is.
Oh, Tony,
too precious.
Oh, you
don't
won't,
look up a link,
but I will.
I will never listen to you ever again.
You don't have a choice.
No, I will.
That will be the end of the pod.
And eliminate.
Eliminate. It's like the
kazoo, of course.
I was gonna say the red.
I'm pointing
light
the gun at your kazoo.
Comes into my window, and I'm like, Tony.
Yeah, laser sight. All right, Caroline. What's your takeaway from this movie?
It could have been better. The premise has the making of greatness, but the execution falls flat, and then the movie overall is not that great. You know, I was looking at
like a very great movie reviewer right now. You put all your words together perfectly. You see, this is what I do, and I enjoy, even though I'm bad at.
Is
this?
What?
This, what we're doing right now.
What we're doing right now, reviewing
Yeah.
films.
No, we don't review. We discuss
We
them.
discussed
We
films.
do
You're
not
right.
review films.
You're
This
right.
came
You're
out
right.
20 years ago. No one's gonna look for a review to decide if they want to watch this.
I know. Okay, we're discussing film.
Yeah.
You know what though? I was looking at the quality of DComs around this time. And Tony, I think this was during the DCOM slump.
What else came out?
A movie called You Wish, and then Right on Track. And then, you know what though? The Even Stevens movie came out right before. That might have been where all the budget went.
Oh, okay.
And then it was Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. And then right after that was The Cheetah Girls.
Ooh.
And then after that was Full Court Miracle.
Are you still considering this a slump? Cheetah Girls and Full Court Miracle?
Well, that might be a hot take, but you know that Cheetah Girls is kind of mid.
Yeah, we didn't really like it.
We didn't really like the
It's
Cheetah
not
Girls.
even in the middle of my list. I'll tell you that.
It's not in the middle of mine either.
And it's not in the top.
And then, but then after that, and this is just the year 2003, because in 2004 they began with Pixel Perfect, and
Caroline,
that's
you like that movie for a specific reason.
I like that movie for the same reason I like Monsters Inc. I'm able to put people in my life into
Why you
certain
gotta
characters.
compare the two like that?
I'm just saying, you know, that's how it is for me.
Okay, all right. Okay. What else?
I feel like that's it. That's all I got to say about this film, other than it's a disgrace to the art of cooking.
Is it disgrace to baseball? Is it disgrace to cooking?
You know what, though? The baseball scenes are pretty fun. I am a fan of baseball. I like it.
Not when the ball turned into a CGI ball and whenever it left their hand.
This does go back to, this really is like a High School Musical
Blueprint.
test. Yeah, blueprint, because High School Musical 2.
You never know.
You never tried. Hey, batter, swing.
Oh, okay. I remember one last thing, more of a comment. Hannah's movie would have been way better.
Hannah should have been the main character of this film.
That's way cooler for a
you know what?
cheerleader and baseball thing.
Didn't they also do that with Zeke in High School Musical? He's like, I like to bake.
Yeah.
What's that line where it's like
Creme brulee.
someday I want to make the perfect creme brulee. No. Stick to the stuff you know. I don't know why I'm thinking of the girl where she's like, I want to pop and lock and jam and break. Is that even legal?
No, ma'am. Not until marriage.
You got to leave room for Jesus in there.
Better be locking in with Jesus before you pop it.
No. Stick to the stuff you know.
I think that's it for me.
This is just us quoting and singing High School Musical for 50-something minutes.
Soaring.
Flying.
So yeah, we highly recommend High School Musical.
And not Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
I think that's it, Caroline. I really, it was kind of hard to relate to the movie, honestly. I've never felt this peer pressure to do something that I didn't want to do.
I mean, I guess I kind of did. I think I told you growing up that.
What was your secret passion?
I was the tomboy. That was the thing. I was like the only girl that was into video games and Transformers and the boy stuff. Whereas a lot of the girls my age were, and I was like a best of both worlds. I was into Barbie and like Polly Pocket. You get the best of both worlds. But
you weren't pressured one way or the other, right?
No, I did feel like I had to keep it hidden, but a lot of times I didn't. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is something I'm into. It was just kind of a thing. And it wasn't a thing until I became like a teenager, like a young teenager. And I remember I joined choir, and a lot of the girls there were really girly, and I was still like playing video games. But that was just kind of like, it wasn't like as if people were like, this movie I feel like takes it too far to the point where it stops becoming real, because you could have kids that have these like differing passions, but that's not how it is. It's more of like, I don't know, I feel like it's lonelier than that, because the way that they were doing it was showing that he was being made fun of and like his friends didn't like him, but in reality, you just have less friends than most people. like growing
The
up.
entire school was laughing at him because
Yeah.
he knows how to cook.
Yeah, and that's so dumb. When in actuality, when you have a differing passion like that, when you're a little bit different than the status quo, it's more of like people your age and who you should be hanging out with by the archetype, you don't hang out with because you don't have a lot in common with them. So you all it is you just have less friends. And I feel like whenever they do something like this, it almost I don't know. High School Musical did it right because they established that he's like a good basketball player and like his friend group is like, we're basketball players. Then it's like, why are you trying to change it? Why are you trying to change it up? Like that makes more sense than being like, what? Eddie likes to cook? But that's a girl thing. And it's like, okay, come on, chill. It's just so much works in concept, but fails in execution. That's what this movie is.
In my high school, I hung out with a bunch of people who I didn't have much in common with. They were emo and they watched anime.
But you had a good time?
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
they never pressured me to do either.
They never made you stick to the status quo.
No.
Not another word.
That's it.
No. Stick to the stuff you know.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's wrap it up. I want to hear that chord.
That's a bad one.
I like that one.
The message you're about to hear is the final sign off. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast episode. I know we really ran circles around y'all. If you're hearing us on your favorite podcasting platform and it's your first time here, we apologize. But also, we have better episodes than this out there. Here are Monsters Inc. one.
Now you like Monsters Inc., huh?
I love the episode that we did. That's what I love. It's one of my favorites now. Be sure to give us a honest review, a follow, hit that bell icon for notifications. If you're hearing us on YouTube, it's the same thing. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon for more notifications as well.
Wait, get that chord ready one more time. I got something profound to say.
Okay.
Caroline, win or lose, I'm always on your team.